These problems have accumulated over time. With Deng Xiaoping's reforms, move towards markets and opening, there have been a number of social problems, the gaps between rich and poor, and other dislocations at work, corruption, and so forth. And this is why we have this current slogan of building a harmonious society. But this does not involve allowing the people to examine fully what has happened over the past 60 years. People are not allowed to find out. Well, of course, the older generation knows the history of China, but it's not allowed to look into it more closely. And there are people who are now 70 or 80 years old who were accused of being righteous at the time, who have never been allowed to seek redress for the accusations at the time. There are many figures of history that ultimately no one has ever even heard of because of this lack of information. And so control over the press ultimately is a tool for impeding the people finding out about a reality and about history and about the truth of things, the true face of things. And when it comes to the criticism from abroad about restricting press coverage during the Olympics, this is seen as anti-China attempts to effectively sabotage or compromise the organization of the Olympics. There has been extremely rapid development. In fact, as of 2005, 1 in 7 of the publications, media publications around the world came from China. And of course, there you start to run into the limits of what the Ministry of Publicity, as it is now supposed to be known, but perhaps we should say the Ministry of Propaganda, can do in terms of control. Despite the extremely fast economic growth, there is one way to pursue this control, which is to extend control over written publications. And the system we have currently in China is unique. There is no other example of such an authoritarian system. The fact that the Ministry of Propaganda has run into the limits of what it has been solved by calling into action now retired former press workers and turning them into press readers, or perhaps we could call them proofreaders for the purposes of this presentation, Yuan, as they're known in China, who are in charge of reading everything that is published and vetting it for political appropriateness.